Hello, Ectosage here on the Sage channel, and today, as per usual, upon a Tuesday, an update has come out for Medieval Engineers. Now, today's update has not added the glitch deer who accidentally got stuck in a wall and has been here for literally hours. I've been building and testing things. No, today's update added the ability to move super quick or super slow in Medieval Engineers on the fly and do soft transitions like that I'm doing in the camera. Now you might ask yourself, cool, how? Is this like in Space Engineers where you use the scroll wheel on your mouse to alter your movement speeds? Negative, my friends. Ladies and gentlemen, the game now supports controllers. So I have an Xbox One controller plugged in right now and I'm just using it to fly about. Now, if I was to go ahead and stop flying about here and switch back to my character, so let's do an F6 on the keyboard, do a tab so I can see our actual UI. I can now move about, and I'm just using the controller here. Now, a few things I will note right away. There's no natural, easy, smooth transition currently. It's just, as soon as I press the controller, it just moves. You only get that natural, smooth transition in Spectator, so a little unfortunate there. Second, if we were to go ahead and hit the, start button, the three dashes one above each other on the Xbox controller, we go over to Options, Game, we can turn on controller hints and all that nonsense. Make sure you actually click on that OK, by the way, or else it won't save it. Well, now, if I go ahead and switch to a block using the arrow keys, you can see it's... Here we go. Let's go out. Let's actually hop somewhere else. Y to fly, by the way. There we go. We can actually fly out here, and I can use the little arrow keys, as I'm calling them, the numpad, I guess. No, not numpad, whatever it's called. Directional key jiggity-dwiggity to go ahead and switch between these with left and right, and up and down goes between the 4 different ones, which, by the way, I still think there should be about 10 of them, because on a keyboard you have 1 through 0. Anyway, I don't know how to rotate it, but you'd think it would be giving you hints, because I did actually turn that on. I went to here, I went to Game, I turned all this on, and I clicked on OK. So it looks like there's a glitch report right there, it doesn't seem to save it the first time you do it, but there we go. So we can go ahead and select everything. We can hit that little fun button for control menu, so flying is off right now. A bunch of other stuff. I'm not quite sure what the reason for this is. It's just telling me hints and stuff. But let's go ahead and add block, remove block. So we can add block, we can remove block. I still don't know how to rotate it. There's probably something here I'm missing. That's flight. What's this button do? Does this change how this works? Does this make something? No, I don't know. But one of the main feedbacks I have is that when you're flying around in Spectator, because I suspect most people on PC are going to want to use a controller only for Spectator or for doing cinematic cams or maybe moving their character slowly if/when they get that implemented. Well, one of the main problems is currently if you press A, that's the button that takes you up. But of course that's a simple press and it moves you at a set speed. Same with going down, that's, oops, I went through a wall. It's actually the left analog stick you press straight down, as in click it in, and that takes you down. So you'd almost expect that one to take you down and the other one would take you up, but the other analog stick, of course, does nothing, it's A. If we were to go ahead and switch back to our character, by the way, the left analog stick does crouch you, the other one does make you jump. Let's go ahead and quickly now get rid of these silly things on our HUD because they're annoying as can be. Click OK, back out of that, there we go. What else do we have to show you? Well, that's actually about it for today's update. A lot of controller stuff. I do, again, think that moving up and down needs to be changed. I would actually suggest changing it to the triggers, because on the Xbox One controller there, that smooth push or whatever, they gently go down. So you could theoretically have those so you could, well, just pull them gently and you very slowly move straight down instead of that. And of course, one for down, one for up. Maybe you have different control schemes depending on if you're in Spectator, or of course customize the controls, because currently if we were to go into control and go all the way up to the top and switch it to any of these, all they have is keyboard 1, keyboard 2, and mouse. So no controller there. I suspect they'll get it. This should be pointed out that this addition was made to the game because of their work for getting Space Engineers ready for Xbox One deployment. I have no idea how close it is. It could be absolutely nowhere there. This could be the first thing they could have done, or this could have been the 1000th thing they could have done. No idea. I just know that's why they got this in. And since they were going to be getting in the Space Engineers, it runs on the same engine, they got it over here too. This does not mean this game is confirmed on Xbox One or anything of that sort, even though I could actually suspect it would be coming to Xbox One as well, but that's just me guesstimating. I don't know for sure. Apologies. What else do we have? Well, as I said, this is the main thing of this update, but it's not the only thing. Another thing we have over here are trees, so we can go ahead and dive into the ground beneath those trees, and now you see they have roots. So we have all these little roots here, and I'm probably saying that wrong, aren't I? Like roofs. They're roofs, these are roots. So difficult for me to say that. But anyway, you got lots of roots flowing below the trees now. And of course, you could theoretically go ahead and use this thing here. Let's go ahead and press H, use our keyboard. Can I use my, I can use the controller for getting this up once I got it up. Turn off snap to voxel. I can't actually seem to, I can use my just analog stick to move this around. That's silly. So I can actually grab those and do these normally. Let's move that back. Let's up the radius a bit, which, by the way, that's a finicky thing because it feels like it gets closer to you, but even though it doesn't. And then we can not hit the back button. We can hit that button there and actually sculpt with this. So I could actually, I'm just doing this right now to get this tree out. So we can see, there we go, tree roots exposed, and it's not falling, strangely enough. But also just to show that you can indeed use this for sculpting as well. So there is some logical reasons why they might want to add this in there. I still think they most definitely need to get a smooth tool in for voxel sculpting, because you need a smooth tool sometimes when you make things. You're like, I just need to smooth out these hills real quick. But with this, you can see you could very easily, with the smoother, more naturally, well, slower movements and fine movements you can get with these, you can carve stuff more easily and make it a slightly more natural. Still would love a smooth tool. Alrighty, that's pretty much it. Let me check my notes here, you know. Oh, there's one more thing I do have to show you guys, and I've just pressed the dang button again. Why does back disable that? Why does X not switch that? Okay, one last thing I have to show though, and that is actually up here. If we fly all the way up to the top of the tower, it's so annoying. There we go. This little thing they've stuck in. Now, this actually isn't an addition to the game, as in this wasn't added in today's update. This is a mod the developers made to show off that you can now mod in more complex blocks for medieval engineers. So if I go ahead and I'll actually switch over to it so you can just see it. It is a multi-block, so you can now mod in multi-blocks. And it is a pretty dandy little thing, the fact that it looks awesome. I personally believe this should be in the game fully. I'm glad they went ahead and made a mod to show us how you can mod the game now. That's coming along nicely, it seems. But yeah, I still absolutely think they should definitely have just added this one to the game fully, because you see a lot of castles and other little designs with these little sticky outy bits in there. I keep calling them sticky outy bits. They're actually called battlement turrets. Anyway guys, that's actually it for today's updates. I've gone over the controller support, there's peasant sounds now, I'm not going over that, sorry. The destruction performance has been improved. I have a little something to show you in a second. And trees have roots, which is actually pretty cool, because you could imagine digging underground and find those. Overall, it might not seem like the most interesting update, and I was actually originally kind of like, wow, what the heck is the point of this? But I think the controller stuff will be nice for cinematic movements, and once I get the characters set up so you can move the controller slowly and move your characters, a lot of people who want to do machinima stuff and things like that will be pretty pleased to have this support in there. And of course, it's coming to Space Engineers sometime soon. Alright, well, I'm going to leave you guys with a little bit of footage of this whole place going to pot, going kaboom. A lot of the towers falling down that I recorded a little bit ago. Yeah, performance has improved, as in it didn't crash the game. Usually something like this always seems like it'll crash the game. It didn't this time, so that's pretty awesome. I hope you guys enjoy. Like, subscribe if you like. Give me a good old dislike if you think I shouldn't have said that because it's annoying as shit. And, yeah, or comment, say, Sage, what is wrong with you? Anyway, guys, check this out. I think it's pretty cool. And I'll see you guys next time. Ta-da! What is wrong with you? Dear God.